Insulting another player can tarnish a player's reputation in seconds. Some players don't give a dime what others think of them and lay on the insults like marmalade. Keep watching the video to find out about some of the most infamous insults by NBA players towards other players. First, Dennis Rodman's racist comments about Larry Bird. In 1987, Rodman's team, the Detroit Pistons, lost to Larry's team, the Boston Celtics, in the Eastern Conference Finals. The loss against the Celtics led to the elimination of the Pistons from the series and added to the frustration Dennis already had towards the Celtics player. The annoyance of losing to his rival came out in the form of racist comments. In an interview after the defeat, Rodman was asked about Bird in the match against his team. He said that Larry was no god, and the only reason for him winning was that he was a white man. He further went on to say that Bird was not a great player by any measure, and him being white was the only reason he got all the MVP awards, while Magic Johnson was ignored. These racist comments landed the Pistons player in a lot of heat, and he received plenty of hate mail after that particular interview. Even one of Rodman's very close friends, Brian Rich, said that even though he supported him this entire time, he would not support or say anything like that against a white guy. Rich also said that Dennis messed up big time, as everybody was a fan of, or at least liked, Bird. Now we have Larry Bird versus Craig Hodges. Larry Bird is notorious for his trash talk and was the one to inspire Michael Jordan to use the tactic to get under his competitor's skin. One target for Bird's insults was Craig Hodges. In an interview after Hodges won a three-point contest in the NBA, he was asked if it was due to the fact that Larry Bird was not a part of the contest. As a response, Craig said he's ready to take on Bird in an individual match and knows where to find him. Bird responded by saying he knows he can find Hodges on the bench on the Chicago Bulls. This pointed to the fact that Craig was just a starter in the game while Larry was already an established superstar. Larry Bird telling Xavier McDaniels what he's going to do. The ex-man of basketball, Xavier McDaniels, remembers the infamous incident of competing against Boston Celtics Larry Bird. The former NBA All-Star went against Bird's team for a whole 6 seasons and took the guard position opposite Bird every chance he could grab. In one particular game, McDaniels was insulted by the Celtics player during clutch time. The Seattle Supersonics star recalled that the players were all walking as soon as timeout was called, and amidst all this, Larry called out to Xavier, "I'm gonna get it right here. I'm shooting your face." Xavier responded in return that he'll be waiting for him to do that. Bird was able to bang his shot in the spot to fulfill his insult. Xavier called Larry a great trash talker and said that he did not respect players who talked big but were not courageous enough to back up their claims. Even McDaniel's mother told him that she believed Larry kicked his ass. He defended himself by saying he wasn't even guarding Bird at that point, but the insult was already done. Supersonic star took his mom's comment to heart and went hard against the Celtics star by destroying him in the game. Next, Michael Jordan ends Muggsy Bogues' career. This was one of the most notorious, humiliating incidents that took place between players on the basketball court. Bogues was the shortest player to ever be a part of the NBA in all of its history, but still had a very successful basketball career. In 1996, Bogues was playing with the Charlotte Hornets against Michael Jordan's team, the Chicago Bulls. Muggsy recounted the occasion when Jordan told him mid-game, "Shoot the ball, midget." According to reports, that one statement of insult by Michael allegedly destroyed the Hornet star's entire career. While recording the incident, Bogues said, "And I shot the ball, and I supposedly missed, and that supposedly had an effect on my entire career." He called it an asinine story and said that it was a crazy thing to say. Bogues also said that one comment by a colleague cannot destroy a player's already established career. Muggsy was already 10 years into his NBA career at this point and went on to play for 5 more years, completing 14 seasons in total over the span of his sparkling career. He averaged at 7.7 points and played for teams like the Washington Wizards, the Charlotte Hornets, the Golden State Warriors, and the Toronto Raptors. Up next, Reggie Miller against top dog Michael Jordan. Reggie Miller entered the NBA League in 1987. The player had been trying to prove that he belonged in the list of top names from the very start, and in one of his first meetings with Jordan, made the huge mistake of talking down to Michael as they were gathered in the locker room. Since the rookie had outscored Jordan in the first half of the ongoing game, he said that there was a new kid in town. Tables turned in the second half of the game when Jordan brutally defeated Miller's team. The Bulls star then went on to say, "Make sure you never talk to Black Jesus like that." The two had another confrontation in In February 1993, Pacers guard bumped and pushed Jordan after tipping in a fast break basket during a game at Indianapolis, and a heated fight broke out. Chicago Bulls player leaped at Miller, scratching at his face and finally giving him a solid punch. Players from both teams rushed forward to soothe the tension. The rivalry had already begun. Reggie was thrown out of the match as a result of the incident, while Michael proceeded without even getting a foul. The Bulls eventually won the game, creating a lot of controversy, and the video of the match was reviewed. After the review, Jordan was fined and suspended for one match. According to officials of the game, Jordan didn't get a penalty at the match because no one saw him throw a punch at the particular moment. Next, Paul Pierce won't leave any opportunity to insult LeBron James. Paul Pierce just can't leave LeBron James alone. The former player does not miss any chance of taking a dig at the Lakers player, and it almost seems like he has some personal beef with the star. One such incident, which made headlines all around the world, was when Pierce left James out of his list of the top 5 NBA stars. James has competed against Paul's team, the Boston Celtics, a total of 18 times in all of his NBA career. While Pierce has been up against James and the Cavaliers 16 times over different NBA seasons, except for rebounds, James has mostly dominated Pierce statistically. Paul started looking for chances to insult and trash talk LeBron James on air as soon as he started his TV career as an analyst with ESPN in 2016. Some of his notorious comments included saying he wasn't afraid of James and that LeBron was not among the top 5 players of all time, so he better not bring his GOAT talk with him anymore. Once, Pierce even claimed in an interview that he had spit on LeBron. Whether there was any truth to the story is not known. Now we have Kobe Bryant's disrespect towards Dwight Howard. Despite playing together on one team, there was no camaraderie between Kobe Bryant and Dwight Howard. Instead, the two players had an ongoing rivalry. In 2014, the two got into a tiff, which resulted in Kobe calling his former teammate soft. Comment stuck as particularly insulting to Howard, who admitted in an interview that he hated Bryant for calling him that. But Dwight also said that his hatred was mostly because he looked at it the wrong way. He took it personally to mean that Bryant was insulting his physique while reflecting on it. It was more likely that Kobe was talking about his mentality and him as a player. There was another row in 2012 when Dwight and Kobe were teammates and up for a match against the Clippers. Both players were at their prime, but Howard fell during a move and severely injured his shoulder. This resulted in Dwight having to get surgery, which rendered him unable to compete in any matches for at least 6 months. The player had to take a break to fuel his complete recovery, but his partner Bryant was not so understanding of his situation. Bryant insensitively said in an interview that they didn't have time to wait around for the white shoulder to heal. It needed some urgency if the team was to win the upcoming matches. Howard, however, took all comments and rivalry with a pinch of salt. He didn't hold a grudge and even thanked Bryant in an interview. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think players should be allowed to trash talk as a tactic for intimidating other players? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.